Hello, cocktail lovers! I am Yaroslava, sommelier and wine educator, your guide on this journey through the world of wines, spirits, and cocktails. Today, our hero is grog, the gift from the Royal Navy to the grateful humankind. Alcohol has always been a part of a British sailor's food allowance. Apart from its primary purpose to providing enjoyment and reducing stress, alcohol also served as a disinfectant and improved the taste of potable water, which tended to spoil quickly when stored in wooden casks, the main liquid containers of that time. Officers, particularly higher-rank ones, enhanced their alcohol consumption with drinks of such high quality as their private wallets could afford. However, the rest of the sailors had to live with what was provided to them. Typically, this consisted of cheap beer and wine. Each sailor has allocated a gallon of liquid per day, including water. It is little less than 4 liters. However, all these drinks were prone to spoilage, especially in hot weather conditions, and since the Royal Navy spent a considerable amount of time in warm seas. This miserable situation persisted until 1655, when England seized Jamaica from Spain. This event marked the beginning of the English-Spanish War and the introduction of rum to the Royal Navy. Rum had numerous advantages. It was strong and accordingly resistant to spoilage during transportation, and it was also very affordable, which was crucial for supply officers. Consequently, rum quickly replaced all other types of alcohol in the Royal Navy's provisions. Of course, officers were still permitted to purchase alcohol for their personal use in addition to the standard allowance. The daily allowance for each sailor consisted of half a pint of rum, 284 milliliters. This may seem like a considerable amount, but it was not enough to induce excessive drunkenness in a healthy, hard-working man. Nevertheless, there was occasions when the sailors desired to become intoxicated, despite the severe punishment for drunken behavior. Nothing could discourage a determined man. Some sailors chose to save their allowance over several days and consume them all at once, posing a significant problem that needed to be addressed. Vice Admiral Edward Vernon was the commander who had enough to dealing with the sailor drunkenness. In 1740, while commanding the naval squadron in the West Indies, he implemented a solution, diluting the daily half pint of rum with 1 quarter of water, resulting in a water-to-rum ratio of 4:1. Furthermore, he divided this ratio in the 2 servings, one at the midday and the other in the evening after work, both to be consumed in the presence of an officer. To enhance the taste, sailors had the option to substitute part of their bread and salt beef ratio with sugar and lemons, although this was voluntary. Admiral Vernon's innovation of diluting rum with water did not sit well with sailors. Not only was their rum portion reduced, but it was also diluted, a change met with disdain by the crew. Due to Vernon's habit of wearing a grog-rum cloak, he earned the nickname Old Grog, and the new drink was promptly named after him, grog. Despite sailors' frustration, Navy commanders approved of Vernon's solution, and in 1756, grog became the official drink of the Royal Navy. This marked the beginning of a 200-year relationship between grog and the Navy, with grog service evolving into a ritual. Before serving, the requirement amount of rum was diluted with water, either hot or cold, depending on the climate. Upon signal, sailors lined up with their mugs, and the ratio of grog, known as a tot, was poured into each mug. Over time, the portion size decreased, and by the 1970, the last year of the grog on the Royal Navy service, it was a symbolic 1/8 of a pint, 70 milliliters, diluted with water in a 1:2 ratio. Royal Navy rum was 54%, making the portion purely emblematic. July 31st, 1970, the day of the last grog serving, became known as a Black Tot Day. Since that day, sailors are getting an extra can of beer, but grog was officially retired from the Royal Navy. Now that retired Navy drink lives in the civilian world. Unlike the Spartan military version of rum and water, sometimes with lemon and sugar, civilian variants offer flexibility in ingredients and proportions. Citruses and sweeteners of choice can be used, and in addition of hot grog, the iced version is also popular. But today I am going to make the classic hot grog. Before we delve into its preparation, let's note how the term grog has evolved in some parts of the world. In Australia and New Zealand, grog now refers to a wide range of drinks, literally to any alcoholic beverage. In Sweden, grog means a mix of strong alcohol, such as rum, vodka or brandy, with any soft drink, such as juice or soda. It is not grog if a third component is added. In France and Belgium, grog has become a popular hot winter beverage. It closely resembles the original version, but contains hot black tea instead of hot water. The recipe typically includes rum, lemon, sugar, and spices. Additionally, there are several cocktails named after grog. Finally, hot traditional grog. Put in the cup about teaspoon of sugar, about tablespoon 15 ml of lemon juice, about 100 ml of hot water, dissolve, add about 30 ml of dark rum, some lemon. The grog is ready. Stay with me, subscribe to my channel. Feel free to ask questions and don't hesitate to support me. Cheers!